Hey folks, this is Dennis. Welcome to my new game prototype. The game's called ZedZone. It's a 1 to 4 player cooperative base defense game. You're playing a survivor, one of four survivors, and you're fighting off a horde of zombies coming from the north. Or you can walk down here in this area to gather loot to be able to defend these barricades. Should one of these barricades fall, you lose the game. Should you be able to defeat the last zombie card, which is this one under here, you win the game. So let's go over the basic rules, the setup and stuff, and then go into a few sample turns. Let's first go over the components. You got character avatars, survivors, like these ones. Oops. Everyone comes with a small deck of 3 cards, which are like attack cards with which you can attack the zombies coming from the north. So let's go right ahead and play Kylie. You start the game on one of these barricades and take our stack of cards. And then you have zombie horde cards that you basically have to defeat 2 times until this one spawns. I'll get to that later. They have an easy side, and once defeated they go here and then come back once more with their stronger flip side. By the way, flip side cards always have this exclamation mark sign, so you know which side is which, and the game starts with all cards exclamation mark side facing down. And then you got the loot cards, which look like this. They can be either attack cards or they can be item cards. Each character can have a total of 5, except if you're playing with 3 or less players, and you can have a total of 6 cards from these in your possession. These item cards stay in your possession. These ones you use to attack the zombies. Once the zombie card gets cleared, if they were instrumental in defeating that zombie, they go to discard. Once the discard is full, it shovels in again. Okay, let's go over setup. You first place shovel those decks, of course, and then you place 3 of the zombie cards in discard. For a quicker game, harder game, you can put a few more into discard if you like. And then you place 3 loot cards in these spots. Okay, and then 3 zombies up here. And then we can start the game. So the game runs in turns. Always zombies first placing a loot card, which defines how the zombies act. Then you deal with the zombie movement and spawn, and then you can deal with the player turn. Okay, let's start with such a turn. First we draw a loot card and place it closest to the barricades and closest to the left. And the next card, the one that gets revealed, tells us how the zombies behave before the players take their action. So on the top left you see which column of zombies will try to move forward, and which at the top right which column will spawn in your zombie. So we see a movement in column 3. So this one, the first zombie closest to the barricade that still has a free spot in front of him will move 1. And then we see in column 1 we will spawn in your zombie. So we draw your zombie card, places at the first available spot. So if during this procedure a zombie would either spawn or move onto a barricade, the barricade gets damaged instead, and the zombie goes directly to discard. If that ever happens for a second time for a barricade, players lose the game. Okay, so now we got 4 actions. That completes the zombie turn, and now we have 4 actions for our player that can either be used for moving or attacking. Attacking you can only do in the column that you're in, and while you're standing on the barricades, and you use these attack cards for it. And moving, you can walk around the barricades or in the hinterland safe zone as far as you want. Whenever you exit a spot or go into the spot with another player, you can give him one of your non-signature loot attack cards. Can either be attack cards or loot cards. And whenever you enter a spot with a loot card, you can pick it up. So we can do something like move one, action one used, pick it up. Moving is not diagonal, you move to adjacent spots, adjacent is only horizontal and vertically. Action 2, pick it up. Action 3 could be moving up here. And now we want to use our last action for shooting. In order to shoot, you need to stand on the barricades and place, use an action and place one of your attack cards on a zombie card, or you try to. The thing is, these zombies basically have hit points, and your attack cards need to be able to cover these zombies. And furthermore, each attack card has a range, so this shows you how far this attack can shoot, basically. There's another ability, the left one is aim. Aim is cumulative. If you have more sources of aim, like for example from here, you increase your aim, and it means that you can move the card from the column you're standing on, like one square to the left or to the right. So the only zombie in our column is at range 3, so we need to see if we have any attack at range 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So we could use this one, which is our one of our signature attacks. Whenever you use an attack card, one of these, after you used it to defeat a zombie card, the zombie card goes to discard, and the cards that were used to defeat said zombie card would go to discard. In the case of signature attack, it goes back to the hand at the end of your turn, or after the zombie got defeated. So you always have these available as long as they're not on the board. So the thing is, in order to place one of your attacks on such a zombie card, that attack must be legal. So the amount of the numbers here need to be able to fill up the zombies under it. So range 3 means you could cover, shoot it up under here, or here, or here, or here, or here, or even here. But the attack must be legal. So if we place this one here, this one would not be able to cover this zombie that has 2 hit points, and this one needs to be covered with 1, so it wouldn't work like that. What we could do is, this card has an aim of 1, so we can place it here. So this zombie is defeated, and the card needs to stay here. This would complete our turn, and this card would just stay there. But zombies are resistant, are like undead and are hard to kill. So if another zombie would step onto these cards in any way, either through movement or spawning, and would make this card illegal, for example, let's take it like this. Here's a 1. Like if this zombie card would be placed here, this card would become illegal. This zombie would be defeated, but this one not. So like this. You see, this zombie is not killed, so this card would get discarded, and basically this zombie regenerates. But in this case, right now it's legal. So we complete our turn. Now we start another turn. If you play with more heroes, the next hero would act after another zombie turn. So let's just do another turn. First, we draw, place a loot card, like this, and we got us another situation. Special rule for pretty much for the first part of the game. Whenever you see a spawn column 3 card in the top right, it would mean that the cards that you spawn instead gets flipped to the backside before placement, and it would need to be placed at the first available spot that is not adjacent to either a player or an undamaged barricade closest to the left. So this one could not go here, here. Cannot go here because there's one already, and instead would be placed here. So the to get there is a bit further, but it's a more powerful card. As you can see, way stronger numbers. Okay, the card that we revealed is movement in column 1, so this zombie moves further up, and we got a spawn in 3. So this one will spawn here, and the card does not get removed because it's still legally able to stay here. Okay, and now it's our player turn with 4 actions. We can move around again, gather new loot cards, try to defeat these cards. Once we defeat this one, for example, I can put a card here that also defeats this zombie. This card and the card covering it would be put to discard. In the case of a signature card, it would not go to discard, but instead to the player's hand. So let's deal with the turn. What should we do? Before I go into the second turn, I want to make sure that I'm not like playing optimally here just to show stuff. The first turn, for example, was pretty bad, not doing anything productive except this covering one zombie. Something else that I want to go over is level ups. Like the signature cards, these 3, they have a backside which might be an item or might be a slightly stronger attack card. You get those from certain, let's see if we find one, certain cards, like this. This looks like an item card, but if you collect it, it instead goes to discard, and it allows you, the player that picked it up, to flip one of these cards. And these cards stay flipped for the remainder of the game. So quite handy. Yep. Next turn would see me again after we just dealt with the zombies with 4 actions. So we could pick up these cards. If there would be another player, for example, here, we could, for example, go 1, 2, pick this one up, 3, give that player the better card, move here. So when it's that player's turn, he could move here and use that new card to shoot. Just as an idea. Yeah, you just keep playing until either one of the barricades gets damaged the second time, or you get to the horde. How do you get to the horde? Once you defeat so many zombies that you instead need to draw cards, zombie cards that have been discarded before. You draw them once more, but before placing them you flip them, and they're stronger. If these stronger zombies get defeated, they are instead removed from the game. Move them further away, I don't know. And once all of them have been removed from the game, the final boss spawns as following the regular rules. Final boss has a few special attributes. First, it starts with previously removed cards placed on top for equal to the number of players. So with 4 players it would be a stack of 5 cards, you get the point, that need to be cleared first before the boss can be killed, and the final horde moves as one. And if the horde would move onto a barricade to damage it, the barricade gets damaged, but the horde instead does not get discarded but moves back 1 range. Yeah, once this one is defeated, the players won the game. I might have forgotten something, but I think that covers up most of the important stuff. If I think, like, blimey, I forgot that certain rule or something, I'll put it in the comments, and I would be happy if you give that game a try and tell me what you think of it. I'll keep improving it until the deadline. And thank you for your time listening to me. And cheers and have a great day. Bye bye.